sitting on a pillow. Okay, now, so I'm going to get into, first of all, I'm picking at my hair. I'm looking at my monitor, picking at my hair, you guys, because, you know, my locks are pretty long. And so with them being that, sometimes I'm sitting up against them and they're like tugging a little bit. So that's it. Anyway, so let me get into the reason I'm here. I'm here because I wanted to talk to you guys about the side. My real deal in life is being a life coach. I know, like, you're, oh, no, another life coach, whatever. But for me, my specialty is relationships when people are either in the mix and need to transition into something else or have already transitioned into something else. Meaning, basically, an ex, whether we're the ex or the other person is. That's pretty much what I focus on the most when I talk to people about their relationship. I focus on the why or the where we are. My goal is to help people figure that out. How to be a good ex. That's the underlying whole solution to this scenario, is how to be a good ex. Now, that's important because there are a lot of us. Yes, I've been an ex more times than we can count. Yes, I've been married 500 times, I think. But I know that's an exaggeration, that's joking, but I've been married a few times and I've been divorced a few times. I have 3 kids, 2 are adults. One is a teenager. As you guys know, Hayden is 17. So I've been through this. My first got married, just for the record, if you guys want to know, I first got married when I was 18 years old. And my first husband was 17 at the time. No, I didn't go to jail. The girl didn't get locked up. She didn't do any of that. It was under the permission. He had his parents sign things, whatever documents to say we were going to be a married couple, and we did. So he was turning 18. He just turned 18 a few months after I did. Right? So, because my birthday is January. Anyway, for the people that need to know. So don't go call some cops or oh, she violated a child. Well, that's what it is. No. But anyway, so it was the way it is. And then I'm from Tennessee originally, as you guys may know. So I have some, maybe what people consider some old school or whatever values and things like that. Just kind of instilled in me. And so that's why what I'm doing now is so important to me, because I've come from the era of when people stay together no matter what. And I can almost guarantee you the no matter what is just that. That's what I grew up in. I would say we grew up in that, and no matter what. So this is sort of the backstory of my life coaching. Why I decided to do this, because there's so many of us are having a hard time knowing when to leave, when to walk away, what to do now that someone's walked away from us. What do we do with ourselves? You know, pretty much that's a real thing. And I look and I listen to so many people struggle, even when they don't think they are. Have you guys been out there, like Francis says, let me go with this for a second. We've all been in one relationship and moved on to another sometime or another. And whether it was a marriage or just dating. And then you go to the next person to date or whatever. Can't you tell sometimes we all have that in us? When someone doesn't seem like they've moved on from someone else in the past, that's what we want to address. That's what I want to talk about. That's the thing I want us to learn how to grow from. Because an X time frame where someone's no longer person, correct? No, we're someone's not current person in the relationship. That's a time to be something great That's the time to figure out what could I have done better. Not them. Can't be about the other person. It can't. Because you can't control that. You can come up with all the best solutions in the world. What should have been, could have been, would have been, whatever. What could have been with that person, or what they should have done. What all this, we could do that all day long. It's not going to matter, because they get to choose to do what they want, as they should. And so I had to learn that just because someone wants something for me, just because I was taught something, just doesn't mean I have to stick with that or do that or stand by that. I don't. So as I started learning to think for myself, so to speak, about how to be in a relationship, because most of us, when we start as young as I did, the first and only relationship you saw was your parents, which, granted, my parents had a really healthy relationship. My father passed away at my age of 17. My dad he passed away in a car accident and things like that. So it took a toll on me, why I had marriage after marriage after marriage. So that's why I tell you, I've walked in your shoes. I know what it's like to have been in a situation that sometimes I'm like, should I've been, or what do I do with myself now that I'm not in it? I've been there. But my point is, I realized that I need some healing. I was looking for maybe a therapist to be married to. I don't know. But I needed some healing, correct? So that being said, I kept learning through the years of doing better. It took me a lot. It took me relationship after relationship after relationship. But I tell you this, at the end of the day, I have a healthy, good relationship with everybody I've been married to and just dated. I have a very healthy relationship with them. Good enough where we talk, we laugh, we joke, we have a good time. Like a friendship. I don't know if they call it a friendship. I would call it a friendship. Very healthy relationship. Do I still care about them? Absolutely. Do they care about me? They seem to. They treat me as if they do. Genuinely. And so the kids we have together was my foundation to be healthy learn how to be healthier where I wasn't so healthy, where I was going through my stuff, whatever. I had to learn that. So after the fact, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the relationship as I was in it, because my focus is to share with you how it's important to be on the outskirts of the relationship and still be in a good place. That means we don't spend a lot of time being cruel, talking about these people negatively to the world, bashing them and things like that. We don't. And especially when kids are involved. Now, I'm not on here to come off like I'm a miss. We used to call this thing Miss Goody Two Shoes or something. We used to use these terminologies when I was growing up, whatever. My Medea and people like that used to say those things. Yes, I had a Medea, which originated actually from Mother Dear. And somewhere in the Tennessee and on, I guess people call them Medeas and whatever. So that's a real thing. Anyway, which is her grandmother. And so I had my grandmom and my mom and things, and people like that promoted relationships and things like that. They got married at an early age, stayed married till they passed on. Really healthy relationships, to be honest. But my thing is, I didn't have the best relationships when I was married, because I didn't realize how much grief I was dealing with during my relationships and things like that. So my point is, it affected how I was after the fact. But I tell you one thing I did not do. No matter how great I was or not great as a wife, I tell you what I did not do. I wasn't a terrible ex. I chose not to be, because it would affect my kids. That is the time when you want to get everything off your chest. You want to tell the world how no good this person was, how this person was this and that and the other, and they about you. You want to share all of that with the world now and tell the person, because your heart is broken, or you're embarrassed, or you're hurt, or you're let down, or you're disappointed. Yes, something in one of those categories is what we face, because we're human. No one wants to be hurt. No one wants to be bailed out, or no one wants someone bailing on them. No one wants to be deserted. No one wants to feel the feelings of this stuff. We don't want to go through it. We don't, and it hurts. It hurts terribly. However, we got to grow up and deal with it, because we are the We are the imagery of what our children, if we have kids, if there are kids around us, if there are nieces, nephews, whatever, their children somewhere in the families, possibly. If not, act like it is. If it isn't, if you didn't have a kid with that person, pretend to yourself that you did. If that would help you to be a better, healthier person. We cannot sit out here, because I've listened to it, I've watched it, I've been on the phone with it, I've done all of it. Listen to someone just going in and in and in about that person, how bad that person was. I've been that person. I've done it. Absolutely, I've done it. I've had that person I've talked to about getting this stuff off my chest. I absolutely have done it. And then some parts of me started realizing, oh my gosh, girl, just stop. Just stop. Just stop. Get over it. And so I had to be careful with what I was saying, because it could be their dad I'm talking about, and I didn't want it to come off like their dad is this and that and other, because they can't say that about mine. They can't. No one's gonna. I'm not gonna listen to anyone bash my mom, my dad, my siblings. I'm not gonna sit there and listen to it. My exes, my children. No, I'm not gonna sit there and listen to it. I'm not. Granted, I'll hear it because I can hear. I have the ability to hear. But I'm going to push it back at you and say, why do you feel this way? What is it about you that this is the relationship you're in, or this is your struggle? And did you talk to them? That's how I am. That's how I function. Did you talk to them? I don't mind you sharing things with me, but don't, it's like one of those things where I'm not going to sit there and just listen to someone throwing a fit, ranting forever without a solution. It just has to be a solution. And so the solution could be, okay, do you feel better? Don't say this to everybody in the world. Don't go out there and make it public. Don't put up a billboard saying this person is this and that and the other. So the solution may be, do you feel better? You said it. I heard it. I listened to you. Do you feel better? Are you okay now? It has to be. Or you're stuck. You're stuck. You're stuck. It's an addiction after that. It is. So my thing is, I just wanted to come on here and share with you my experience of being that person, learning how to deal with it, because the last thing I wanted to do was embarrass or hurt my kids. And don't think it won't. It will. It does. No matter how much that little child loves you, that older child, that middle child loves you and say, oh, mommy or daddy, it's okay, I understand. I don't care how much they say it to you. I promise you, that's still their parent. If it is their parent or their guardian or somebody they value or someone they loved at a period or point in their lives. I don't mind where the person is now, the person that you were with. It doesn't matter where they are currently, if they're in some bad circumstance, if they're whatever that looks like. I do mean no matter what that looks like they're doing, you don't have the right. You shouldn't feel the right to publicly humiliate that person's label or name because that person is connected to someone you're supposed to love. That's my real thought on that. I don't think it's right and it's fair to publicly just bash people because someone hurt us. I don't think it's fair. I don't think I shouldn't say not fair. I shouldn't use that because maybe it is. I don't think it's healthy. I don't. Do we need to get things off our chest? Absolutely. Find somebody you can talk to. My suggestion is find a mirror. Genuinely. Find a mirror. Be alone. Go somewhere, find some time by yourself, get in that mirror and talk about that person as much as you want. Say everything you want to say. Let it all out. I'm being 100% honest. Get in front of a mirror by yourself, meaning so no one else can overhear it and hear you going off on this person, because deep down under everything we say, think, feel, or believe, if it's a kid, they love that person. They do. To some degree. No matter what their mouth says, somewhere down there, let's say they may love that person. And it's not okay to hurt our babies by our mouth, by us just being hurt ourselves. And like I said, we need to, first of all, something I want to address really quickly is let's stop. The first thing we could do to help ourselves, if we're one of those people stuck, that we won't stop, talking about that person and things like that. If we're one of the, in a negative way, even positive, we need to just stop talking about them so much. Let them live. And if a person has that much power over us, we need to ask ourselves, why do we give them that much power? God should have that much power. Our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit should have that much power. Why do we give someone that much power? That's why we're hurt. That's why we're embarrassed. That's why we want to blast to the world, this person is this and that and other, because how dare they embarrass me? How dare them leave me? How dare them do this and that and other? How dare they do this and that other? That's what we do. I get it. I promise you I understand it. I understand it. I get it. I may laugh at something that someone says. That's funny. I may laugh at it, but is it okay? No, it really isn't. It really isn't. And it's not okay. It's not okay. And I don't care. Like I said, and I don't like to say I don't care, because I do. I do care. We all, whether we admit to it or not, care about what someone else thinks, feels, believes, assumes about us to some degree. We all should, because we don't live on this planet alone. We're social beings, and it does matter how some people perceive us. It does. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. But somewhere deep down, we all want to get someone's approval or be accepted by someone. We do. So let's not rob other people, especially our babies, of that opportunity to let the world only know about the mediocre to good things about their family, their parents, especially their parents. Especially their parents. I don't think it's the rest of the world's business. I don't. No matter what someone says to me, I don't think it's anyone else's business. There are things we do privately, correct? We all live in some means of a home, whatever that may be. That I'm not talking about people. Well, I live in my car. I live wherever you live. Wherever you find a place to call your peace, your place, your solitude place, or your place that you gather with someone else you love, your family, your pets, whatever. Wherever that place or that space may be in the world. When you're in that place, isn't it times when you want to shut the world out? Isn't it times when you're ready to go to sleep, when you're going to use your restrooms or whatever? Isn't it times you want to shut the public out? You want to do something, say something, express something, feel something, whatever. That's private. We close blinds, we close doors, we do things like that because we want some time to separate ourselves from the rest of the population of the world, correct? We all do it. Sooner or later, sometime or another, we do it. That's the same thing it is with a lot of our relationships, especially when we're talking about parents and children. The rest of the world don't need to have an opinion about these people. They don't. They can, let me say this, let me change how I say that because we all have opinions. It's okay that they have an opinion. They don't need to express that to you and everyone else. We know people mess up all the time. People do dumb things. People do crazy things. We all do. We do things we're so embarrassed by. We do things we shouldn't have done. We say things we shouldn't have said. I know I do. And however, accountability has been my best friend. I say, you know what? I shouldn't have. That was too much. I've done it. I've done it to myself. I'm like, oh, that was too much. Or whatever. But what you will not see me doing is coming out here and telling the world about speaking about someone so mean and negatively because they let me down. They disappointed me. I can't say broke my heart because they don't get that much power. You don't get to own my heart. I can't say it took my breath away. You didn't have control of my breath from the beginning. I can't say that's my right arm and I'm the left arm, whatever. They're the neck, I'm the head, or they're the head, I'm the neck. You're not all that to me. And I know it sounds crazy. It sounds like I'm being just whatever. Nobody's that much to me. I am a whole person. They need to be a whole person for us to be together. Period, point blank. We need to get rid of these analogies that that much of us, they're part of their whole, they're our other half, as people like to say. They're our other whole. Sorry to just say it like that. Maybe that'll be helpful to some people. Because these things we use, these labels, these categories, these analogies we use, some people get stuck in that stuff. That person broke my heart. Did they take it out and break it? What did they do? Why did you give them your heart? I'm not, and it's not to be funny. Nobody deserves that much of anything. They got their own. Unless it's a transplant or donor. I'm not trying to be funny, but nobody should have so much of you where, when, God forbid, when they're no longer in your life, in your space, in your circle, in your reach, within your reach, for some reason, it could just be working far away or something. It could be various things. But that you can't function because they're not close by you. That's what's going to happen. If they're your breath, if they're your heart, if they're all of those things, my God, you're going to fall apart if, God forbid, they're not there. And if you are that to them, they're going to fall apart if you're not there. We don't want that. Especially if they were our children's parent. We want them to be great. We want that for our babies, for both of us and everybody in the village to be great. That's what we want. Is everybody? No. Are we? No. Should we keep thriving, trying to be that? Yes. Let's stop this message. This entire message is about being a good ex somebody, whatever that means. Ex football player, I don't care what that means. Ex, whatever your relationship was. Let's stop publicly hurting, bashing, being cruel to someone because something didn't work out the way we thought, we planned. We invested a lot. You don't understand. I invested, oh, trust, I understand. I invested this, I invested years. I invested this, been there, done that. I promise you, most things have been there and done that. Outside of illegal things, there are things I just chose not to do. So let me be clear. There are things I just chose not to do, and I won't. But as far as things just relationship-wise, you will never catch me out openly, publicly bashing someone because something didn't work out with me and them. You won't see me doing it. If I express something, I'm not talking about just to any degree. I don't think it's the public's business. And I know people are going to probably feel some kind of way about that, and that's okay. I'm not going to stand down on what I believe in. It's not your business. If my mom and dad were having a disagreement, a problem, I'm not getting ready to come tell the world my mom and dad is going through. And then what? That's not okay. It's not. So me as a parent, the other person is a parent to my kid, to the kids, so am I. It's not okay for me to use a platform, to use my telephone, to use the neighbor's ears, to use the friend's ears, to use anybody to just bash and bash and bash this person. It's not okay. So if any of us are stuck in that, that's where Gwendolyn comes along. I promise you, to some degree, if you allow me, if you're stuck, I can help you transition out of that, because it's not a good look. No matter how many people are rah-rahing you on, or think if any of us that's doing this stuff, bashing someone that because it didn't work out publicly, doing it publicly or whatever. And even to go into gathering with the different people and doing it, it's not okay. No matter how many people sit there and listen to you and rah-rah and look, and you really believe they support you, I promise you, they are probably talking something about you too. I can guarantee it. Because how do you find value in a person that's broken? How do you find value in them? So you are leery of them yourself. Wow, this is how they act when they get heartbroken. We're close. What happens if we don't work out? You cannot put your trust in someone that's broken. And all of us, or some of us, have been through it, may go through it. But get out of it. Force yourself to get out of it for the sake of any one other person on this planet that you love. Force yourself to okay, I'm not going to do it today. I bashed them, did it. I'm not going to do it today. I'm not going to do it tomorrow. I'm not going to do it the next. Okay, I got to stop. Wean yourself off of that stuff. It's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. And it's wrong. It's wrong to do it. It is. It is wrong. If one of our kids was standing somewhere, for the ones of us that have children, was standing out somewhere just going in on somebody, just wouldn't stop just riding, we'd be like, wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's going on? What did you talk to did you know what I'm saying? We try to nurture our kids into handling situations healthy, but we get out here act like we're crazy. Okay, that's the message. Please, let's heal step by step, increment by increment. Let's heal and stop hurting people especially someone we love them too. No matter what their mouth says, everybody wants to be loved, and nobody wants to feel like somebody they love isn't good enough for someone else. No one wants to expect, we want to be proud of the people we love. We want to feel pride in it. So anyway, that's pretty much what the message is, because I've been hearing things, I keep listening to that, I keep running across it, and I didn't want to just come here yet because I wanted to have my book completely ready for you guys, and all these things I had planned, and it just needed to be said. And I hope this finds the ear. I hope someone that needs to hear this message from me, or anybody in the same format of what I'm pushing out here, let's not publicly, not even privately to be honest, but especially not publicly, hurt people because we've been hurt by them. In our perspective is they hurt us. They let us down. Like I said, they broke our hearts. They did all these type of things. Because your next relationship, you're setting the stage right now for what you're doing in the time frame while you're in this zone. You're setting the stage for the next somebody that's going to come in. If someone comes into that toxic situation, because it's toxic. So the person that comes along while you're in that is going to be another person that's coming into toxicity. It's the truth. If you are behaving a way you know you're not that proud of, correct? You know you're not. And you meet someone under the umbrella of that, come on. That's the element. This is the person that you want to be to attract someone while you're in that zone. Who do you think the person going to be like that you're going to attract? Come on. This X time supposed to be growth. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I could have done this differently. Or, you know what? I shouldn't have picked this situation because I'm over here now. I knew that I love baseball. I shouldn't have been hanging out at football games. And I should have been doing this. I should have been over here doing this. I should have known better. Or, wow, I didn't see that. I didn't realize I was doing that. I didn't realize I was tolerating that. I didn't realize I was setting the stage for that. I didn't realize I was doing it. Man, now I know better. So let me try not to do that. And let me go on to something else. Ooh, again, oh man, I corrected this, but I got to correct this over here. Because we're trying to keep creating a whole self as we transition into to prepare ourselves for the next whole healthy relationship or the first one. But take these broken pieces of all the stuff you've been through, take it and look at it, see what some of that junk you like, good, I'm bigger than that, I've healed from that, I can move on from this. Let's empty out the trash of junk we just keep carrying around. You keep carrying around trash, you're going to attract the same thing. Promise you, it's a fact. Let's be aware, let's be accountable for what we do, how we express ourselves while we're in this hurt, while we're in it. Be careful of what we do. It's the most important time. That's when people, the little eyes and everything are really on us, seeing how we handle disappointments. Telling you, this is something that needs to be said. You know it is. There's something that needs to be said. Feel free to come in my comments and share with me. I had to fix my camera because the camera's like, girl, if you don't stop. Oh, my locks, you guys, are doing pretty well while my camera came back on. The camera cut off. I said, girl, if you don't be quiet, you better. Anyway, that's what happened for real. But anyway, I'm getting ready to end this because the camera's like, look, girl, look, you said it, stop. So that's where I am now. But I just wanted to just be clear about that. that we all need to move on from a hurt period, point, circumstance, situation, whatever it is that we're in, season, whatever. We have to move on. It's one step at a time. If any of you are struggling with any of those things and you would like to talk to me, someone like me, someone in under the same situation, a friend, a family member, whatever, do that to help yourself. But once again, let me reiterate, or let me remind you, my suggestion is to get in front of a mirror when you're alone and let all that stuff out. Scream it, say whatever you need to say as if you're talking to that person. Put that person's picture up there in front of you. Get their picture, talk to it. Let that junk out. Let that stuff out. Let that toxic garbage out. Because you need to fill up your bucket, your life, yourself with the next great something, because you want to attract that to you. You want a healthy relationship. You got to be healthy. You have to. It's the only way. It's the only way. You got to release the stuff you don't want, or that's what you're going to re-attract. If you feel like the last person was that, you're going to attract it again. And let's be clear, some of this stuff is not them. Some of that stuff is us. Let's be honest. It's us. Some of it is. Anyway, that's my message, whatever. Don't get upset with me. I promise you I'm trying to help you, trying to help myself, because I would love to see the world a happier place. I want these divorces and things like that to cease altogether. But if they're going to happen, these relationships are going to part ways. If this going to happen, I want to see happier people. I enjoy my kids and their dads. We have a good time together. I like being around all of us together. I love it. And I want everybody to experience that. It'd be great to just have a marriage that works, period. But be that person that people would say, wow, I regret letting them go. I am her. I've been through it. There are people that have honestly said to me, they regret. They wish they could have done something differently. They wish. That's so complimentary. That's a compliment. I promise you, that is one of the biggest compliments I've gotten. It's great to be somebody that someone misses. You know what I'm saying? That's amazing. Anyway, is she bragging? Yeah. But, joking. But it feels good to be that person. It does. And I appreciate them for expressing it to me. I do. Because I care the same about them. I do. Everybody that I've loved, I do love. Anyway, that's been said. I got to get ready to get out of here. You guys gonna be running my mouth. Look at my stuff. It just looks like a melted mess, but I'm gonna drink it. So anyway, I'm getting ready to get out of here. You guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you did. I hope you listened to this. I hope this hits the ears of the person that really, really, really need it. I hope it does, and I hope it helps. And if it doesn't, I would like to help you with something, to help you transition any way you feel like you can transition, to get out of the slump. You know, we get in that sometimes, and we've all been in it. We've been in it. And I know it feels like, some people say, well, it feels like a death. I've been through that. My daddy, my grandparents, my aunt, my uncle, my best friend, my other friend. I've had so many deaths around me I literally cannot sit down and count them. Trust me, I know. Do we handle things the same? No, I'm not suggesting that. I'm not. I'm just letting you know I'm no better or worse than you are. And I learned that I got to do what I have to do. Grow up and deal with things. Be what I want to attract. I had to keep working, keep trying. Because it was a struggle at one time. It's been a struggle sometimes. Things have been, anyway. I'll go on and on and on. I'm going to get out of here. Feel free to send me something in the comments to let me know if it's something you're dealing with, if somebody you know dealing with it. If you want a little bit of help, a little push, a little bit of advice, or whatever, I'd be more than happy to help you. And or if you can offer me something, I feel grand. A topic you may want me to address, or things like that, let me know. I'd love it. I love helping people. That's what I do, and a lot of us do. But I appreciate you guys so much. I really, really, really do. I appreciate you. And I hope to see you soon. And I plan on seeing you soon. I was trying to think of what my schedule looks like, because I'm studying some real estate thing. I always wanted to learn a lot more about real estate, you guys, beyond just real estate and brokerage. There's so many other things I wanted to look into, but I got to go through these stages. So anyway, I got a lot of studying to do, but I'm here. You would like to, like I said, have a conversation, share something with me, let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you guys. But in the meantime, thanks for being here. Come back again. Remember to turn on that notification. You thought I was going to forget that. No. Turn that thing on, because, see, she's going to start showing up a little bit more. Yeah, I said that 15 other times, but this is 16. This one is for real. This one is for real. But anyway, turn that notification on. You guys, thank you so much. Love you. Remember to like, comment, send me something in there to just let you know that you guys heard me. The comments, whatever. And please, if you feel like this is the type of videos you'd like to get involved in and listen to, whatever, please subscribe. Thank you so much for your time. Love you. Take care. Bye, you guys. Bye. Deuces. Bye-bye.